Hey everyone, Darcy here. So I'm doing this video for the new update 22.4.5.3. The reason why I thought it's nice to do this video is because there have been some changes to Autopilot by itself. So now you can, they actually did increase the amount of regen braking when you're using Autopilot or NAP for that matter, or even FSD. Now this has contributed to a much smoother drive. It makes a huge difference and I'm really happy about this one. I would also point out some other things in this video with the some of the more latest updates. I think I haven't been talking too much about what has changed. So in some of the sections towards the back of this video, I will be talking more about some of the changes that has been made over the past, I think about 2 months. So do bear with me. I'm still getting my voice back, so that's also another reason why I've not been able to do much videos. So thank you for bearing with me. Yeah, so if you want, just jump to the back where I've timestamped some of the videos, and there will be more conversation over there, and I'll be guiding through. Also, one more thing, I will do a video on one of the things that has been really annoying me quite a bit, and that is LTA restrictions on lane changes and automatic lane changes, right? So now when you put a signal out, you have 6 seconds to do a lane change. However, it's actually really dangerous to have this 6 seconds limitation. So what happens is, for any driver assist right now, the regulation say that you have 6 seconds to execute the lane change. However, it's not enough time to do a lane change, considering that you should put your signal up slightly, at least 1-2 seconds before you're going to do a lane change, and then you have another 3 seconds to react to the lane change. Now, knowing that FSD is new and it's still, I will consider it a P-plate driver, right? It really requires more time to do a lane change. And what happens when you have a 6-second rule is sometimes, and often it happens, is when the vehicle is doing a lane change halfway, because the lane change has timed out, like it's taken more than 6 seconds, the vehicle will swerve back into its lane. And I think this is one of those things where you have to use driver assist to really understand how it works, right? The 6-second rule has to go, or you have to give it some more time. I think this is one of those things that LTA really has to look into, and it's actually an EU regulation, and I think LTA should be proud of the fact that we have autonomous vehicles in Singapore, and we should be coming up with our own set of regulations for driving in this country, or even set the standards for other countries. So yeah, it's a bit of a rant, but I'll do a video on that next time, just to show you what happens when you when a lane change times out. I don't have a good clip of it here, and a bit too lazy to flip through all my videos. So just enjoy that clip. So coming up here, I changed the direction. So the car wanted to go straight ahead, but I wanted to use FSD or NOA. So I took the ramp up, but the car actually thought that it was still down on the smaller roads, and because of that, it couldn't really corner this turn, and it pinged me to take it over. So this one is kind of my mistake for changing the directions, but I also kind of knew that FSD will not have detected that, mainly because it was still on AP. I did not move to NOA even though it was on the ramp up. So over here we have the lane changes. That's pretty fine. Again, with the new update, I think it's become a bit more conservative. The driving is it requires a bit more space. The vehicle slows down more, especially for motorbikes. Now, if a motorbike were to come into your lane, I do observe that it gives them more space compared to the past. So usually once a lane change has been made, when the vehicle is just staying in this lane and following traffic and the road, so far it's been fantastic, right? It's doing a good job. No matter how much of the bend of the road the vehicle slows down for the turn. So it is quite unlikely that it would miss a turn like other level 2 ADAS systems. Now, the one thing that I've noted with the latest update, in fact even the past update, there's been increase in instances of phantom braking. So if you have a large vehicle by the lane beside you, the vehicle doesn't like it. Like AP or NAP really doesn't like the fact there's a huge vehicle beside you, and it will slow down. And another thing to take note is when a vehicle is filtering away from your lane, let's say you have a car that is in front of you, FSD slows down. FSD slows down when the vehicle in front of you tries to go to the lane beside. Now, even though the vehicle may be traveling at the same speed, FSD will still slow down, and that kind of confuses traffic a little, especially if you have a car behind who is following you very closely. So this is something that I've been taking note, and I manually do just tap on the accelerator to make sure that the car doesn't slow down too much. Another recent update was now the vehicle actually tries to lane change about 2 kilometers before the exit. Now, I guess this is fine when you are overseas in a much bigger country. However, in Singapore, 2 clicks is really quite a bit of drive before you change your lane. And over there, you saw me pointing to the screen. This is something that has been happening so far. So even though you are going straight, for some reason, I think this has got to do with navigation and maps. The vehicle will prompt you to change lanes to the left, even though you are going straight. Like, it's perfectly fine to remain in your lane, but because of navigation data, it kind of wants you to be in a center lane. I guess this is just a bit more conservative driving, but it does get it's a bit annoying when it comes up all the time. So over here, if you observe carefully, right, there's a motorbike on the lane 2 lanes beside us, and remember we just passed a lorry. So here I'm actually trying to execute a lane change. However, knowing that the motorbike is there, FSD won't make the move, mainly because it always chooses a safe option. Now you have about 2 vehicle space in front and about 2 vehicle space at the back. In fact, maybe about 3. Now, FSD will not make the lane change in such a scenario, mainly because I think they will always choose the safest option, and it is just not confident enough to do the lane change there and then. Yeah, so I took over and did the lane change. I think in traffic like Singapore, where vehicles tend to follow very closely and you don't have much time to do a lane change, then sometimes in medium to heavy traffic, then FSD will have a bit of trouble changing lanes for sure. Now this is the auto exit of the highway. This is perfectly fine, and you see here the car slowed down nicely for this bend. Of course, there was a car beside me, so I was pretty much ready to take over. And then over here you have a lane that's split into 2, and FSD clearly managed to handle that quite well and stopped here just nice for the traffic light. Yeah, so that's it for today's drive. Yeah, if you like the content, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps. Alright, see you guys in the next one, and sorry again for my voice. Thanks guys.